Hi engineers, thanks for checking out this video. I'm going to walk you through how to complete the design challenge that I've labeled my perfect public transit. Let's start by talking a little bit about our theme. Maybe you take public transit every day. Maybe you've never stepped foot on it before. Maybe you fall in between. If you use public transit, think of what would make it more convenient or comfortable for you. If you don't, try and think of what's stopping you from using it. A few common drawbacks with public transit tend to be reliability or lack thereof, the time that it would add to one's commute, or that it's not as comfortable as a personal vehicle because of cleanliness or maybe overcrowding. However, over-reliance on personal vehicles is a burden on the environment. According to National Geographic, the environmental impact of cars include their carbon footprint, fuel consumption and emissions, air pollution, and the impact of the infrastructure to accommodate them. So, before you start designing, take a moment to think of some specific problems you want to address with your vehicle design and how your design could overcome those problems. Then, complete this form to help you solidify some of your ideas. The link to this form will be in the description. Our goal today is to use Tinkercad to illustrate our idea for the perfect vehicle. Before you start modeling, I suggest sketching your idea on paper, especially if you haven't used Tinkercad before. It'll be easier to create your vision in 3D if you already know what shapes you're going for. Of course, feel free to play around with the application as long as you'd like to get comfortable with it. I'm showing you a finished design that I did in 1 hour. As you can see, I have my speed train, but I also fashioned a cross section here so my viewers can get an idea of what the inside would look like. I focused on making my design aerodynamic, so it would move quickly, and long to maximize how many people can fit at a time while still leaving space for a bike rack and gaps between benches should someone not be able to sit. But I'm going to start a new project here to show you a quick basic design. Since I made a train before, this time I'll make a bus. The end product is going to look a little bit different for everybody depending on how experienced they are with this program. I'm going to make as beginner-friendly a design as I can, and I'll give you guys some tips and tricks that I thought were helpful while using Tinkercad. One thing that's important to remember that I found myself forgetting the first couple times I've used this program is that you're working with the X, Y, and Z axis. So if you want to move something up or down, as in like away from the work plane or closer to it, you have to click on this arrow to drag it up, which you can see I'm doing to make some room for the wheels on the bottom of my bus. Since I'm making a bus, I'm going to need 4 wheels, so I found this duplicate feature really handy. And because I'm just moving my wheels to the left and right, or up and down along the X and Y, the Y plane, it was a lot easier to do the up, down, and left and right arrows on my keyboard to just move them without accidentally dragging them up, without accidentally making them closer or bigger or anything. So if you're not going along the Z plane, then using the left and right arrows can be helpful as well. If there's other areas where you get stuck while you're working, you can go to the top left back to that Tinkercad homepage, so the little box of colorful squares, and find the tutorials page. And they have lots of tutorials on here for different things that you're stuck on. If you really are unfamiliar with the program, I would suggest going on here and just starting with the first one. I'm going to go through one of these really simple ones just so you can see how the tutorials work. So there is on the left, there's different slides and you're going through each slide. So once you finish a step, you're going to have to go back to the left and click to look at the next spot. It won't go automatically, I mean. You may have noticed we have 2 ISTE standards that we're fulfilling with this project. So 1.6C, communicating complex ideas using our digital tools, we're communicating our idea of what our ideal public transit is using Tinkercad. That's our digital tool, right? But our other one is original or remixed works, that we're going to create original works or responsibly repurpose or remix digital resources in new creation. So you are going to be creating a original work, But in case you don't know, there are also resources already on Tinkercad that you can use that other people have published. And if you would find those helpful in your design, you can also utilize those as well, and that'll be part of fulfilling that standard. If you're doing this project as part of class, please remember to go and share your design with your class so that other people can look at it. And please also take this follow-up survey that will also be posted in the description to help assess your learning and your familiarity and how much you grew with Tinkercad. Okay, engineers, that's all I have to say for now, except for thanks for watching.